Skywatch Media News for January the 16th, 2020. The horrendous bushfires raging across much of Australia have severely affected the biodiversity and the ecosystem of the continent down under. Scientists are now warning of catastrophic losses of animals, plants, and insects that will most likely lead to the extinction of vulnerable species. In our lifetime, we have seldom, if ever, witnessed widespread fires that compare to these. But what scientists have been able to determine is that catastrophic wildfires have reshaped life on Earth at least once before, when a giant asteroid struck the Earth, leading to the extinction of the dinosaur and the startup of global firestorms. Here is an important factor with respect to Australia's biodiversity. It is only one of 17 megadiverse regions on Earth. Much of its species populations are centered in the area that was devastated by the bushfires. From this diverse region of the world, many birds and mammals are susceptible to the elevated extinction risk. For less mobile invertebrates, the future looks even worse. One of the areas greatly affected by the fires are the Gondwana rainforests, located along Queensland and New South Wales. This is home to a tremendous diversity of insects and land snails. So although extinction-level events often play out over an extended period of time, the full extent of the wildfire disaster in Australia is still unknown. Fire disasters similar to the Australian bushfires have actually driven extinctions before. The evidence is found in the fossil records. Tens of millions of years in our past, in a period called the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event, the reign of the dinosaur came to an end. During this time period, about 75% of all species on the planet were erased. The extinction was caused by an asteroid about 10 kilometers wide. This tremendous rock crashed into the area of the Gulf of Mexico just north of the Yucatan, leaving a crater the size of Tasmania. Upon impact, there were fine particles that were thrown high into the atmosphere, blocking out the sun for many years. As a result of a nuclear winter, the plants and the phytoplankton were lost. The asteroid also flung fiery debris across the atmosphere, causing the incineration of most of the Earth's forests. This is evidenced by the massive amounts of soot that are found in fossil records. Only those animals and birds who had the means to escape the firestorms were those that were able to survive, while large earthbound mammals met their demise. The global wildfires, along with other effects of the asteroid impact, completely restructured Earth's biosphere. So what does this imply with regard to the wildfires raging across the planet? The fires that occurred recently, or that are presently occurring in places like Australia, Siberia, California, Canada, and the Amazon, are all regional, contained to a certain geographical area. They are not known as the so-called dinosaur firestorm, although they are taking place all over the world. Regardless of the scenario, the long-term effects of these regional fires could severely affect many life forms for the simple reason that the planet has lost around half of its forest cover over many years, which is due to a variety of reasons, including pollution, climate change, and the invasion of feral species. So catastrophes in our ancient past provide ample evidence that firestorms can contribute to extinctions among the species. For Australia, the earlier than usual bushfires could portend a very troubling sign, now seen around the world. Across parts of Europe, they are seeing dangerous fires during times of the year when they were not previously seen. In California, it has gotten to the point where fires are breaking out almost nonstop. These fires have become a major issue. The ability for Australia's animals and plant species to recover from the devastating fires is a big concern. The extent of their loss may never be fully known. As for the origin, nature is not alone. The negligent activity of humans who continue to implement deforestation practices across Brazil, the Congo, Indonesia, and other biodiverse regions of the world are as responsible for the degradation of many species as is nature. If you're like me, it is very difficult to watch these catastrophic fires consuming the life of so many plants and animals while destroying everything in its path. It is an horrendous sight that is not easily forgotten. But to understand the ecosystem is to know that as long as there are plants and trees on this earth, there will be fuel for the fires. Humans are a resilient species. We have the ability to adapt to life changes as time progresses. But the ecosystem is more fragile. The more disasters that are inflicted upon this earth, the more difficult it will be for its recovery in those biodiverse regions of the world where animals and plants rely on one another for survival. In recent days, a major event outside of the Australian bushfires took place when the Taal volcano located in the Philippines erupted in an incredibly spectacular fashion on January the 12th. The intense activity culminated into a magmatic and hydrovolcanic eruption characterized by thunder and successive flashes of lightning. Volcanic ash reached 55,000 feet above sea level with sulfur dioxide emissions at an average of 5,300 tons per day. The ongoing eruption generated a 1,640-foot tall lava fountain, topped by a dark gray, ominous-looking plume that dispersed heavy ashfall onto the surrounding municipalities. On January the 14th, 2 days after the unrest begun, multiple fissures opened up in the vicinity of the volcano. The ground around the Principate River is so broken up that it has virtually disappeared. A total evacuation from within an 8.6-mile radius from the volcano was ordered for areas at high risk due to pyroclastic density flow and the possibility of a volcanic tsunami. The volcano is currently being hit by hundreds of volcanic earthquakes, resulting in deep fissures. The Philippine Seismic Network recorded 520 earthquakes beginning on January the 12th, with another 53 registered on January the 15th. The intense seismic activity is a strong indicator of perpetual magmatic intrusion beneath a large volcanic edifice. The eruption of Taal in the Philippines is a sign written in the sky. It is a direct warning of the hazards of global volcanoes. Throughout the ages, disasters have been a part of our existence. As devastating as they can be for life on this planet, they have always served a purpose, for they are the alarm clock of the world. They are letting us know that it is time to wake up. Thanks for watching.